Now that we have all those pieces created, we can start by basically kit bashing together the shape of knife we want to create at the end. So let's start with the grip. Let's start with the wrench. Let's just duplicate it. And yeah, let's just move it here. Second thing we want to do is the knife itself. Let's move it out. Again, don't forget, we can always scale things if we don't like it. So I would say the knife should not be a lot bigger, I think, but it should be a bit wider if that's possible. So what I want to try is just scaling it in one direction. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks more like a thicker knife. Oh yeah, I do like that look. And we still have this one if we want to go back to that one, but I do like this look. Okay, cool. Now we want to duplicate this one. Let's see, we should make it the same thickness of the handle like this guy. Okay, should be there. And I want to attach this one somewhere to the front here, maybe directly into behind this guy. So the index finger would fit right through this. Okay, cool. Those two guys we would need to screw together. So we would take screw and put it on top here. Nice. Yeah, we can do this later. That would also mean we would need one of those guys in the center of it. Also the scale we can edit later. Okay, like this. For this whole grip piece, I was thinking about using this pipe thing. So let's do this. Let's move it out of here. Let's move it up. And we would use it here. So I would just move this back. Duplicate this a bunch of times. Nice, until this fits up again. Nice. Okay. Maybe it's a bit too long. So let's see if we move it like this. Move it back like this and rotate it a bit maybe into position. Okay. Now let's see, what if we make it longer again? Move the whole thing back. Yeah, we can do this as well. Like something like this, okay? And then we want to have this guy at the very back so we can use it as a, like if you want to attach it to your belt or something, we could like weld this into here. Yeah, cool. Actually, I want to use it twice. So yeah, something like this, I guess. This could look cool. So now let's yeah, look from perspective view. So we want to have this one on top. We want to have this one down here. We want to have this one just peeking out a bit. Then we want to have a second one down here. Down here we could even, yeah, let's do this. We could even use a washer. So let's duplicate this screw once. Let's make this bigger. Let's move all of this up. Let's make it even bigger. Extrude it a bit. And let's give it some support loops. And let's, yeah, put a washer here and then this guy. And that guy is just too long now. So what the easiest way to do is like cut it where we don't see it. So inside inside the knife. So we're just gonna introduce a cut here, detach it. Gonna separate those two guys, take this piece, move it up how far we want, basically, how far we want to have it sticking out like this. Right side again, and we're gonna do the same. We're gonna introduce a cut, detach it, delete this, and done. So we have those two pieces. Maybe this one sticks out a bit much. Yep. Cool. Maybe we should, yeah, maybe we should let the bottom one stick out further. Okay, cool. Also, I would say this guy, yeah, this guy for sure needs to move up a bit so it doesn't just intersect like this, maybe, I guess. And also, I would say now is the time to make one mesh out of it. So we can use a lattice on this, a big one. Yeah, like this. So we can move it a bit. So what I would suggest is, I would love to have like a small bend in here, and I would love to have this one bending up a bit here, like this maybe. So it just bends up a bit so it doesn't really intersect here that much. It can intersect a bit so we can do some nice welding at the end, but I don't want to intersect it too much. Also, we can introduce a little bend here. Okay, let's clear the history on that one. Yeah, that does look cool. Now we can also duplicate this one down. Yeah, that's fine. We can alter this one, like we could change this one, but the thing is we're not gonna see both sides at the same time anyway. So we don't need to, but if you want to, of course, you could, for example, mirror it on the z-axis as well. So it's, yeah, completely mirrored, or you do, before you do lattice, you just move it differently. But I guess that's it. This guy, I would say we wanna weld to that guy, so we will move this one up a bit. I think it's way too thick, by the way, so we want to scale this down a bit. And we want to weld it to this guy, so what we need to do is actually make this a lot shorter. So let's delete this. Let's move this back. Let's see. We should even move this back even further, I guess. Let's see if we delete this guy, how would it look? Or if we maybe not delete it, but slide it forward. Merge it. Yeah, this looks cool. Maybe the corners are a bit harsh now, so let's get rid of those guys. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, better. So we can just keep it like this. Okay, cool. So one thing that I would, oh, those guys need to get settled in. So I would say we can rotate this one a bit. And we can also get this one interlocked in this one without intersecting too much. So let's see something like, yeah, something like this maybe. Cool. And one thing that I would like to do is wrap some duct tape around this. But before we do that, let me check the size of the whole thing, because I think we're a bit long on everything. Maybe we can make this guy a bit shorter. And also we could introduce some angle to this, like this, yeah. And now let's move those guys back a bit. And let's also select those two guys. Make sure they're not duplicated anymore, and let's scale them back a bit. Okay, cool. So now let's introduce the duct tape. To do the duct tape, we're gonna use a little trick. So we want to start, let's start from the back maybe. So we want to create a cylinder here. Want to move it roughly in the center of this asset. Want to scale it up. We want to get rid of the center guys. We want to make sure it has like the width of the kind of duct tape we want to have. Like this maybe. Okay, and let's just angle. Before we angle it, let's make a copy. Oh no, let's try it first. So to do this, we need a duplicate of those guys. We need to combine it, and we need to actually smooth it, because this will be our live surface basically. So we're gonna use this one, and we're gonna use that one. So let's isolate this. Let's start creating the duct tape. First of all, we want to put a different shade onto this so we can differentiate it. Tape. Let's make it some bluish tone, and let's make it reflective as well. Maybe not as much. So, and now what we want to do is we want to use the shrink wrap deformer and shrink wrap this onto this. So this one will give us an error, but I want to show it to you anyway. So we want to select the projection along the vertex normals, and we want to tick closest if no intersection. So if we select the two of them and apply this, you can see it just shrinks it down. But as you can see, it also shrinks it around the whole thing, and this doesn't look like duct tape, because duct tape would actually just hold on to here and then be straight here. So what we want to sorry, so what we want to do is we want to delete some edges here, as you can see. So we have this straight connection here. Same here. Or maybe not this one. Let's see this one, yeah. And then we want to introduce more polygons here. So we want to have, let's do bevel those guys, let's bevel those guys, bevel those guys, bevel those guys. And now let's try it again. And it already looks way better. So we have it here and up here and up here. What I don't like is this still. So I think we have too many polygons, too many edges here. So we're just gonna delete those guys. This could work at least on this side. Let's do edit edge flow on this side. And let's make sure it's a little lower down maybe. Now let's try it again. Yeah, this looks good. So the only thing we're missing is details in the center. So what we want to do is we just want to put some more edges in here. And now we're going to just create a duct tape from this. So first of all, we want to duplicate this and hide it so we have a backup for later, because we're going to use multiples of those. And then we want to apply this. We want to give it some thickness with local translate. Let's say 0.45 roughly. We want to put a support edge on either side and smooth it. And as you can see, it already looks like duct tape wrapped around. Now we want to do a duplicate of this, put it in our group, call it HR maybe, and hide it. We will have one version that we want to smooth for real now and combine to this mesh. So the next piece of duct tape, so we're going to duplicate the hidden one and unhide it. So the next piece of duct tape will get affected by this duct tape as well. So we want to put in, we might want to rotate it a bit. We just have to be careful that after the rotation, let's say we want to do it like this, we don't have intersections with the mesh, so we have to pull this out. Yep. So now let's try it. Apply, give it some thickness again, like roughly the same. Let's put in some edges and smooth it, and as you can see, it gets affected, which is great and exactly the look that we want. Here we can see it's intersecting, but I wouldn't worry too much about this because it's in the very front and the next duct tape will cover this anyway. So again, duplicate it, smooth it, combine it, take one version into our HR group, duplicate the hidden one, unhide it, move it to the front again. Now maybe twist it to the other direction a bit. See if there's no intersections again. Maybe even twist the top piece a bit so it's more in line of the thing here. And there again, apply, give it some thickness. As you can see here, it intersects very badly, so that means we're missing polygons exactly here. So what we can do is we either shift those around, shift those to the right, or we just introduce more. Let's see if shifting works, because that would be ideal. This 26 still gives us a rather big error here, so let's just add one more here. And let's do it. Let's extrude it. Yep, way better. Let's add again a supporter, smooth it, nice. Duplicate it again, smooth this one for real, combine it, take the other one into our group. Again, duplicate this one, move it to the front. Again, maybe rotate it to the other side, like this. You can also maybe make this one a bit thicker. Okay, now again, I would take a look at intersections. So we don't want intersections anywhere here. So we're gonna move this out. We can again select those guys and rotate them a bit. Or if rotating is too much, just use a scale, a lattice to move it. So our angles stay the same. This maybe, yeah. And let's make sure this doesn't intersect. Nice. And let's give it a try. Let's add some thickness again. Let's add supporters again. Oop. And looks great. Here we have an error. So let's go back again. Let's see why this error occurred. Yeah, I guess we just need to select all of them and move them more to this side and closer maybe. Let's give it a try. Yeah, better. So let's again add supporters. Let's duplicate it, move it to our HR. The other one we want to smooth for real, and we want to combine with this one. Let's hide everything again. Or let's isolate this one again. Okay. again, duplicate this one, unhide it, move it to the front. Maybe let's even keep this one straight. Out offset, some thickness. Yeah, again, here we're missing one, so yeah, I would suggest just moving this one to the right again and down a bit maybe. Okay, again, some supporters. That looks cool. Oh no, here we have a slight intersection, but not enough that we should actually change something. I would just pull this out a bit, to be honest. Yeah, that's it. Again, duplicate it for our HR group, make one smooth for real, combine it. Now we want to finish this off basically. So what I really want at the end is one inside here, so wrapping around here, but I still want one more here, I think. So we're going to do one last one exactly like this, so it fits here. And then I want to do, let's put a lattice on all of this. Let's try it like this, a bit easier to get rid of the intersections. Okay. And we want to rotate or move this a bit as well. Same for this guy. But yeah, this should work. So let's try. Give it some thickness. Oh, here we have an issue. So let's see what happened here. It's just too far away, I guess, from the mesh itself. So let's move it closer here. And maybe even rotate it a bit like this. Let's try it again. Let's make it thick. Looks better. Introduce some edge loops. And great. So again, duplicate this one for our HR group. Smooth this one for real and attach it. Also duplicate this one. Smooth it for real and attach it. And now let's do the last one, which should be here. And yeah, I kind of want it to be just straight, I guess. Let's see how far we can go with this. Just straight here. Or maybe we can slightly angle it like this. Or like this. Let's see if we... Yeah, this could work as well if we angle it like this. So now we have to get closer to our mesh door. So we can just give it a try and see. But I reckon, yeah, we need more cleanup here and at the back. So first thing we want to do is we want to go to top view and we want to move those as close as possible to our model. So Maya doesn't have to think too much where to place things. Okay. Then we want to introduce more edges here, I guess, at least one. Let's try. This is better already. Here, let's see, we have this issue here. But yeah, that could work already. So we want to, again, move those guys to the front, I guess. Let's again do the lattice. So we can just move them without changing the shape all too much. So like, just like this. Same on the bottom. Lattice from the top or from the bottom this time. Let's make sure we're gonna move this into position. And the issue here was again that it's too far away. So again, let this, and let's also move this guy into position. Okay, hide all, clear history of all, and let's do it. Now let's give it some thickness and some supporters. And let's take a look. Yeah, this looks great. It's exactly what I wanted. Cool, good stuff. So we're gonna take the last one into our HR group. We're gonna delete the history of everything. We're gonna unhide this one. We're gonna be able to delete this guy because we don't need this one anymore. We're gonna clean up the scene a bit now. So this is our duct tape. We're gonna move it into our, oh no, we're gonna create a new group, which is called HR. We wanna move all of those guys into our HR group. We wanna clear the history again, optimize the scene size. We don't need those guys. We don't need that guy anymore. And yeah, so now I would say the knife is assembled. So what we want to do now is send all of this to ZBrush. so we can add the weldings, we can combine it to one mesh with Dynamesh and finish up the Hiht Poly piece basically.